Hour number two of the Art Lewis Show. Jonathan Dent will be joining me here in just a little bit. It is an open line hour, 989-752-6111. Just a traffic note outside our building right now as I look out the window. They are working on Tittabawassee Road, and the section they are working on now is from just west of the highway to Michigan. So right in front of our driveway. Two lanes are open, one in each direction. So just make sure you're in the right lane, that's all. But it is passable. But they are working on it, and this is the last section of Tittabawassee that they are doing. Then when they're done with this, probably a couple of weeks, it'll be all done and open. Unlike State Street, which has taken forever. It's unbelievable. State Street in Saginaw from probably let's see, from the split where Davenport and State Street split, all the way to Bay Road. And it's been one way on Davenport each way forever. It's worked out fairly well, but that construction has taken forever. A lot of it had to do with utilities and delays in getting utilities in, and they're still putting in piping. But hopefully they're getting near the end of it, let's put it that way. All right, let's see. We've got Michael in West Branch with us. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you today?
Doing well, thank you.
Great. I think anyone who says that President Trump is a liability, their hatred has blinded them to the objective reality. If you look at a few things here, Art, the border, the carnage that caused, the emotional liability, the emotional carnage that caused will go on for years. The people that lost their lives because of Biden's open border, he's closed that. He's using American energy. Biden shut down LNG sales. He stopped leases on federal land for oil. He increased regulation. He increased taxes. He basically demonized the oil industry. We're using our own energy, and we're going to be energy dominant. We're finding the fraud and waste. There's really not a whole lot of media coverage of this program that Vance is heading up. We're finding the fraud and waste in the healthcare. $18 trillion are in investment in this country. Automobile companies, chip companies, pharmaceutical companies are going to be building plants here, so that when the next pandemic hits, we're not going to be under China's thumb any longer.
All right, let me make a couple of points here. It's what you haven't mentioned. That's the downside. And it's the reason that his numbers
I've got
low.
a few more upsides.
Well, you can have all the upsides in the world, but if you don't include the downsides, they don't count.
Go ahead. Let me hear.
The downside is Iran. Now, whether we agree or disagree with whether he should have gone there, and I don't disagree that he should have.
Okay.
There was no end game. And
there is an end game, Art. You keep saying that.
Well, then tell me what it is. Tell me what it is.
I will. He has said it almost daily because the people in the Oval Office, the media asks him this question. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, period. And whatever that comes down to, they have to agree that they will not have a nuclear weapon.
That's not the end game, though.
And they're not agreeing.
The end game is how you get there and when you get there.
You get there, right? What he's doing, right? He's squeezing them economically that they're not going to be able to survive. They get
eventually, I agree with that. But the fact is, it's taken a long time, and the public.
I know it, Art. These people are used to living.
Listen, if you're going to promote the positives, and there are a lot of them,
I hear you.
You cannot ignore the negatives.
I'm not ignoring them, but when this gets over, because of all these things that Trump is doing to set this country up, and I'll use his words, the golden age, because we got $18 trillion, and the number you may go back and forth. That investment in this country from other countries, you got Tim Cook who's going to build a Apple factory, building one of their units here in the United States.
Wonderful.
On and on. I know, but yeah, you get the war over, and all the economics are set up for us to thrive and have. Okay,
here's the thing: people go to the poll, they vote with.
Well, they're not looking beyond their own nose.
Let me finish.
All
People
right.
go to the poll, they vote with their pocketbook. If the prices are high in the grocery store, if the gasoline prices are high,
We're
they
up a
vote.
buck from last.
They
we're
vote
up a buck.
accordingly.
We're up a buck.
You
from
can
from before the
well,
war.
a buck's a buck, isn't it?
It is a buck, but Art, I don't think people are using their God-given brain to say, hey, what are we doing? What's the objective over there? They can't have a nuclear weapon because once that's if Iran.
Whoa. Those are separate issues.
Okay.
I still say when people vote, all these things going on and all the things you talk about, yeah, they're fine. But when people go to the polls, they vote their pocketbook, and typically, historically, the party in power suffers at the midterm. Historically,
I know all that, Art, but here's the thing: they have to look beyond their own nose and say, hey, what's going on my own kitchen table, and say, what did the Democrats do when they're in last time? Okay,
careful because if they're looking at their own kitchen table, they're asking how much it costs to put the food on it. You're back to what I said.
I'm back to what you said, but if they look at economics, the only reason why the higher prices are sticking around a bit and gasoline's up a bit is because of the Iran situation. So all the other economic.
Good. So tell them how to get out of Iran.
Okay, there's not one Democrat who voted for the big beautiful bill. Which Tim, you cut your taxes. People get Social Security. You got a big cut there. If you have overtime and tips, you got tax cuts there. Okay. So all these things that one Democrat voted for.
Okay, so what's the other side of that big beautiful bill? The other side of that is today it was announced that our national debt is now $40 trillion.
Well, remember, Art, when Biden took office, inflation was 1.4%. He passed the American Rescue Plan, trillions of dollars. He passed I call it the inflation acceleration bill.
Okay.
Because in those two things caused the highest inflation in 40 plus years.
Yep, no doubt about it. Okay. But this has doubled since Trump and Biden have been in office. The national debt has doubled.
The majority was because of COVID.
No, part of it was because of COVID. I didn't say the majority.
Well, I think you should use that word. My opinion.
Well, okay. Good enough. All right. Good, Michael.
Thanks, Art.
Talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Let's talk to Bob in Reese. Bob, good morning.
Yeah, Art, I'm glad to hear Mike. He set things in perspective. You have to go. You really have. The biggest thing is the media has been overtaken by the communists. And
no. Don't get whoa. Yes,
Art,
there are left-leaning media, but don't really, go way out on that limb. The media has not been taken over by the communists.
Well,
they may report on DSA and all of those things, but that's not, that's an excessive statement.
Just think if the border hadn't been closed in the last 2 years now.
Yeah, fine.
Where would it be?
Absolutely.
Think about if Hillary Clinton had actually gotten to be president.
Yeah, well, but she didn't.
Right. But
neither
Obama
did Harris.
Those jobs are never coming back. You go back to that point,
yeah.
I mean, and this country would be...
Well, they wouldn't have come back under his policies, let's put it that way.
That's right. And then here, do you really want these multiple day elections? MAGA is
I
not
never
that
have.
Bad. That's right. See, it was always done in one day,
yeah.
and we knew by that evening, usually, with very few exceptions, that it was settled.
I have said many times that I
what
believe
is
that
wrong with
because one of the great privileges of being an American is that you have a right to vote. It is not too much to ask you to get off your duff and vote for one day. And I do allow for absentee ballots for those who are infirmed, those that are working.
Yes.
I have no problem with that. But this nonsense of everybody can get one and let's do 9 extra days of voting, I have no use for. I never have. And that has nothing to do with Democrat or Republican. It has to do with responsibility.
Yes, it was brought in by the Democrats.
I don't care. I'm telling you that I
Well, I'm
believe
telling you the
I
facts,
believe that
Art.
we need to take one day to vote, and that's not a Republican
Absolutely.
or a Democrat issue. That's a constitutional issue in my world.
That's right. We agree and totally on that, but the Democrats do not. They do not want one-day voting.
No, I know it.
And here, the facts are all there. The evidence is all there. Fauci and his team created the COVID. That is Rand Paul has proven that without a doubt. Gain of function, yes.
You're getting carried away again. He didn't create
No.
COVID, but he may have helped enable it. But he didn't create it. He didn't create it.
And then you go back, and these guys were working on this SARS, and
yeah, all right.
There's a number of them going. You go back 10, 20 years, they were working on this stuff. So, that's a fact. And if you want more of that, vote for Democrats. If you want more corruption in the voting, vote for Democrats. If you want more mutilation of the kids, pushing these kids into this mental illness and stuff, vote for Democrats.
All right.
Okay?
Good enough.
Right? And one more thing. I've got a question. I saw somebody said something that Jocelyn Benson is pushing something where she wants the clerks to delete the electronic information within 7 days after the election.
I haven't heard. I'll have to look it up. I don't know.
Is there any truth to that? Because
don't know.
That stinks too. Just like California. Like California, you can't question an election. They pass a bill, so you can't question the result.
All right, I don't care about California.
What's that about, Art?
I don't care about California.
I care about California
Michigan
because it's about 2 inches from Michigan. That's why I care about it.
Okay, good enough, Bob. Gotta run. Take care, Bob. By now, we'll take a break. Be back with more.
People don't like news. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
Now we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Steve and Diane waiting for us. Steve is in Saginaw. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Art. I had a question I wanted to get to you. Maybe you could get to one of our representatives or state senators and that stuff. Is it true that they have their medical benefits and that stuff can all be maintained after they leave the office?
I don't know. I thought there might have been a change.
State senator.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I talked to a state senator who had left office and was working for a private business, and we were filling out our medical stuff, and I said, "Oh, don't you got to fill out your medical stuff before today?" And he says, "Oh, I already got it through the state." He said, from what I was serving and that stuff. And I was wondering if that was something that all representatives and senators were able to keep their benefits after they retire or leave office.
And I would also ask at what cost.
Yes. And that's at the cost of that, that we're paying for. That's part of the issue I would have.
Well, if we are, that's the question, yeah. I don't know. I'll have to find out. I know who to ask. I'll ask a couple of people.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And we're going to go to Quantico and talk to Diane this morning. Diane, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
I just wanted to make a comment as a previous township clerk here in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And I am hearing questions about elections and wondering why rules are made and why things are done the way they are now. And I just wanted to say that I feel that if more people were involved in elections, there'd be a lot fewer questions.
Oh,
and
amen.
I agree.
Yeah.
And a lot fewer accusations.
Yeah, why we're looking for polling people like crazy. I mean, we had the state chamber on earlier, and the state chamber's involved in trying to get people to go and become poll workers.
Yes, and one of the reasons that I saw was because election workers became uncomfortable working an election when they were going to be accused of doing something fraudulent when they were trying their best to do everything legal and above board. And Michigan law is strict on elections. Anyone can go to their polling place and observe, and, if there's questions, there's ways of to go about to see what happened.
And let me ask a question. If I'm correct, every vote in Michigan is backed by a paper ballot. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Every vote.
Yes.
So we have a paper
Every vote.
trail in this state.
Yes, and they are kept under lock. There's rules about the seals, how the ballots are stored, and if there's a recount, there's procedure for that, and has always been, as far as I know. And also, people aren't realizing that the people that work the elections are of both parties, and that's a requirement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're accusing the election workers or the clerk or someone of fraud, you're also accusing people of your own political party, because both parties, these people are people in the community that are working and trying to do their best. And there is a public accuracy test that's published in the newspaper or in public publications that before every election that the public is invited to go to, and that's to see how the equipment works, to see what the procedure is with handling ballots. And in my experience, nobody came.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, I mean, all we have to do is look at the voter turnout in local elections, how poor it is, to understand that we can't get people interested, it appears, which to me is ridiculous.
Some of the ideas of early voting and mail-in ballots were to address that particular problem. If people didn't want to go out, they didn't want to. In my jurisdiction, a lot of the people were elderly and handicapped.
I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that at all. But I'm not a fan of 9-day early voting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of sending out, absentee ballots to everybody.
Just because they're on the list.
Yeah, that bothers me a little bit. But
Can I ask what your reservations are about absent voter?
I think that when you send out blanket absentee ballots, you are opening up to a certain degree of fraud.
How so?
Because everybody has them and everybody can use them on others.
You're just putting ballots out into the world at that point.
Yeah, it's just, there's no control. They're just out there.
Well, there has to be signatures, and the signature is checked by the clerk when that ballot comes back.
I understand that, but that's that.
And
it's,
anyone can report to the clerk if they feel that there's fraud going on. They can report to the local clerk, they can report to the county clerk, or they can report to the state of Michigan.
I understand all that. I'm not sure how many do, but
it's not as ironclad as not sending them out if you didn't sign up this year. That's if you deny the access, you don't need to worry about. If you work on prevention, you don't have to worry about following up afterward if something happened.
Yeah. I think as Americans we have a responsibility to get out and vote. That's my view of it.
And my view on it is we need to make it as convenient as possible for people to vote.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Diane, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Take
Yeah.
care.
Thank
Bye-bye now.
you. Bye-bye.
Quick break. We'll get to Rachel when we return.
Thinking Kia? Think Thalen Kia.
All right, we're back with you, the Art Lewis Show, along with Jonathan Dent. And back to our phones. Rachel is in Bay City. Rachel, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
That's cool that lady just called, who had been a participant clerk or whatever
she was a
said.
clerk.
Dealing with. Yeah, that's cool that she called in to drop some information on us. I would like everyone, if they haven't already seen it, to go check out. There's a man. His name is James O'Keefe, and he founded an organization called Project Veritas about 15 years ago. And what he does is independent journalism exposing all kinds of stuff. And on Election Day this year, on August 4th, he came to Michigan to attempt to see what all polling locations, and he went to quite a few, what the polling locations would allow, and none of them wouldn't allow him to vote without an ID, just saying who he was with an address. It goes on and on and on. He's done it. He did it in Michigan this year. He also did it in Minnesota with a crew. I think they call themselves the Justice League or something like that. His company now is called O'Keefe Media Group, or OMG, and he's fabulous. If you guys are not familiar with his work, please go check him out. James O'Keefe.
I'm just curious where he went to vote, because in my experience, when I go to the polling place, first thing they want to see is my driver's license. I've never been able to vote without it.
He shows every place that he is walking up to and discusses it in detail, and the state of Minnesota is actually attacking him for him attempting to do something. What he was doing was showing their failures and flaws.
So what are they claiming? He's doing it illegally? Is that their claim?
It's the same as the Nick Shirley thing, where California went after Nick Shirley for exposing them.
Yeah.
So Minnesota is going after him for telling the truth about what they're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
All right.
wild. Everybody go check out his video. It's awesome.
All right. Good
Thank
enough.
you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And in Bay City, we find Linda this morning. Linda, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My husband, we're talking about voting, absentee voting. My husband and I are in our 80s, and we have voted absentee for a few years now.
Yep.
And it seems to me that every year I have to sign an application to get my ballot, mail it back in before they'll send me my ballot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, one year, and I don't remember which year it was, they sent them out wholesale. But since then, they've stopped doing that.
Okay, well,
yeah, which
good.
is good. We absolutely
You
good.
bet. You bet. Yeah, we have to apply for our ballot every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I had to do that in this past election. I did the same thing.
Yep. All right. So they are not in Michigan sending them out.
They're not mailing them out randomly anymore. No.
California still does.
Oh, yeah. Everybody gets it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
All right.
All right. Good enough. Linda, thanks. Have a good
You're
one.
welcome.
Take
Goodbye.
care. Bye-bye now. I still say we have a responsibility as Americans.
To vote?
It's not too much to ask you to get out and vote.
Yeah.
And the numbers are atrocious when you think about it.
And
the people that it can impact you the most, that is your local politicians, school boards, county workers that you vote for.
Mm-hmm.
We get the poorest turnout where you have the most impact.
They're going to decide how the road in front of your house looks.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't vote for them.
Yep.
It just has always bothered me. Now, I don't think we should turn into a nation like I think it's Australia where you get fined if you don't vote.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
required.
No.
There are many countries where
There are.
you must vote. We're a free country, and that includes the freedom to not participate, unfortunately. Somehow we have to motivate people. I don't know what it is, but somehow we got to do it.
I've got an idea. You can't complain about politics on the Art Lewis Show if you haven't voted.
There you go.
In the most recent election.
Amen. All right. If you're calling in, just let it ring. We'll get you answered, and we will be back.
Beautiful new floor.
And we're back here on the Art Lewis Show, along with Jonathan Dent. Note, former township clerk says absentee ballots must be applied for, and signature on ballots must match registered voters on rolls. So there is, that's the way it's always been, except for that time when they blanket mailed out all those ballots. So there you go. You do have to apply for it. Your signature must match the registered votes on the roll. Good thing. Mike is in Thomas Township. Mike, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. Yeah, I tried calling in, and what it does is it goes to the party you're calling is, busy. So
that's because the phones were tied up.
Yeah, well, okay. Anyway, I had several things I wanted to talk about. One of them was Michigan's voter rolls. Jocelyn Benson is the one, I think, that said she would not clean the rolls up. They found thousands of people that were dead or out of state, gone, and they still on the rolls. So they could still have people come in their place, or they could apply for absentee and get them. And so, but she will not do it, she said. Now, why would a Democrat or any Republican even not do it? Because they want to be able to cheat. Why would you not
I
clean
didn't
up
know.
the rolls?
I thought they were doing it.
No, it was on your radio still. I don't know which exactly when. It was not that long ago, though. But one of your newscasts mentioned it. And the other thing is I'm wondering, or I'm hoping, I guess, that the Republican Party in the state would keep on publishing before the election or on the television or on the radio things that the Democratic candidate has said, because he's changed lately, since he's elected to be, appointed to be the Democrats' candidate.
Talking about Saeed?
Yeah, Saeed, yes, that he's kind of reversed everything he said before.
Here's my view of it. And this is a lesson that should have been learned when they first went after Trump. If all you do is talk negative about your opponent and don't tell us what you're going to do for us, you're going to have a tough time. And
well, he is saying what he will do for us, though. He said he would.
You didn't hear me, Mike.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I want to know what his opponent's going to do for me. I don't want to know what he's not going to do. I already know about him. And if all they do in their commercials is go after him negatively and don't tell us what they're going to do positively.
Oh, I see. You're saying that the Republicans are.
Yeah, they're not telling me what they're going to do.
Well, I've seen some of Rogers' commercials and stuff, and it's very positive. That he said, and it's not picking on anybody.
Here's
he was
the problem.
Talking about
Here's the problem. The commercials he does where he identifies as, supporting that ad, that are political ads that his campaign pays for, they usually do talk about what they're going to do. It's the political action committees that put on all those negative ads constantly. And they're not helping their own party, even though they think they are. That's my opinion.
It depends on who listens to them, because, again, like I said, Saeed, or whatever his name is, he's said so many things that were negative. Like, he's still in favor of cutting back the police, all that stuff. But he said it. Well, do you think he won't do it when he gets in office?
Don't know. Don't know. Have no idea,
Okay,
but
well,
I want to
don't
know
know
what you're
either,
going to
but
do
I'm-
for me.
Well,
Know what
That-
you're
that's
voting
what he
for,
said.
not what you're
I want
voting
that-
against.
Yeah, I want to know what I'm voting for, not against. Exactly.
but aren't you voting for him to do those things when you vote for him?
No, I'm voting for Mike Rogers. If I vote for Mike Rogers, I expect him to do whatever it is he told me he's going to do.
Okay, but I'm
Because if I
talking
vote
from
for
a
him, I don't have to worry about El Said.
If his opponents, if I vote for El Sayed, I'm not going to listen to what his opponents say he's going to do this, that, and the other thing. Okay, what does he say he's going to do?
That's what I'm saying. Listen to his many reports that he's had on TV and
All right.
on radio.
Okay, well, we're going to go in
what he would
circles here.
do. Yeah, I know. But what
Gotcha.
I'm saying, they're all
well, I
very
know, but
negative
we're
for
going
us.
in circles. So
Well,
we've said it.
Okay, but he's
All
said
right.
it. So, all right.
Good
hey,
enough.
take care. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye now. And we have Bill in Carroll. Bill, good morning. Bill? Yeah, go ahead.
It's been mainly about politics again this morning. But there was one little item that was brought up that seems nobody wants to tackle it, or
What is it?
$40 trillion in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1 trillion a year interest on
Yep.
the debt.
Yep, and you and I are going to pay
can we
for
go
it.
on? If we didn't spend another dollar, how long can we keep going this way?
I have no idea. And,
Does
you know,
anybody?
I don't know. I heard at one time, because when you look at net worth, okay, obviously the $40 trillion debt is more than the country's generating in its growth and all of that.
Yeah.
What keeps us in the plus is the land we own, national parks, and all of those things set asides. They all have value, and that value is added up to say, okay, we have a positive ledger because we're worth more than the debt. Well, guess what? Nonsense.
Yeah.
Because that's money you can't touch.
Right, right. And if the person that is lending the money,
well, that's
or
us.
corporation or whatever, wherever it's coming from, if they say, no, we want the money, we don't want your property, what do you do then?
Yeah. Well, it's part of the contract. You know, you sign a contract. If you have a debt, you sign a contract, and the contract specifies what you have to do and what your obligations are and what you lose if you don't fulfill your contract. So, I don't know.
But I don't understand why, we jump. Center it's been politics for quite a while. After the political thing gets settled, that $1 trillion a year is still going to be there, and everybody's
and here's the part
ignoring it. I
say-
can't understand why people they're passionate as all get out about
because
my
there's
guy or your guy.
Well, here's the thing. It's not about your guy, my guy. It's about the guys when they get to Washington D.C. Neither side seems to be able to control the desire to spend, and they don't have a limit.
But doesn't that come back on the taxpayer though?
Sure, it
Because
does. Of course, it
we
does.
we don't badger them enough that hey, you're not going to get elected
Well,
unless you come up with a plan on how we get out of debt.
Doesn't seem to matter which side you elect, though. So it's
I know
goes
but
on.
You would think somebody would at least present something that rather than to let this thing go right down the drain.
Yeah, you would
And
think
that's
so.
what's-
You would think so. All right.
Yeah.
Take care, Bill.
Okay. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
And the thing about it is, and now we have the the DSA, the Democratic Socialist Party, free this, free.
Yeah.
How are they going to pay for it? Oh, we're going to tax the rich. You're already taxing the rich.
Mm-hmm.
Take every penny of the rich. You still won't have enough money.
And then on the Republican side, it's subsidize this, subsidize that
Yeah,
business.
Yep, there you go. So, who wins?
Yep.
I don't know.
Not us.
Not us. Oh, well, we're going to head up to the top of the hour here and focus coming along. We'll talk to Ken Buck from Buck Insurance. All of that is ahead here on WSGW. Jonathan, thank you much for
Thank you.
being with us. Tomorrow, by the way, we get to chat with the new head coach of the Saginaw Spirit. Brandon Taylor will be here.
And former Spirit player.
Hey, yeah, he had 30 games. We'll have to talk about that. All that coming up tomorrow here on the Art Lewis Show. For now, stick around for Focus. It'll be along after the news.
Celebrating his 90th